What's up, everybody? This is Sherisha Hills, Director of Parks and Rec. This is Kitchen Talk with Tomboy in a Dress, the only place where sports and cooking come together.
Hey everyone, it's me, Tomboy in the Dress. I'm back for season 2, episode 3 of my sports and cooking show. Here today I have Sherisha Hills, who is the Director of Park and Rec. Sherisha, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey everybody, this is Sherisha Hills, Director of Parks and Rec for the City of Tampa.
And how long have you been the Park and Rec Director?
I've been officially the director for about 1 year last week.
Okay. So now you know this is a sports and cooking show. So I asked you to bring your basketball.
No doubt.
So why don't you tell everyone your history in basketball? Because I don't think they know.
Didn't think they know. Oh, okay. So I'm born and raised right here, City of Tampa. Went to high school, Academy of Holy Names, and then left on a basketball scholarship. So I spent first couple years at Notre Dame University on a basketball scholarship. It was a little cold up there, a little cold, a little homesick.
Brought some down here.
It's a little homesick,
Yeah.
so I transferred down to the University of Florida and finished playing for the Gators. So, go Gators.
Gators. Or videographers say go Bulls.
Nah, forget your Bulls. We eat Bulls.
You
We
eat Bulls. So Sherisha, I did a little research on you, and I see you pretty good in basketball. Why don't you tell them your stats? You did something with NCAA, correct? Something with that.
I did. So coming out of high school, I was fortunate enough to be named a parade All-American, high school All-American. I was the 8th best basketball player heading into my freshman year in college. Was all-time leading scorer here in Hillsborough County. Most recently, I believe a young lady broke my record a few years ago.
Most recently,
but it's held on for a good about 20 years, a good 15, 20 years. Someone just recently broke it. And then, other than that, just going off to college, went to the Elite 8, was able to start in the NCAA tournament. Just good times.
Stats. Okay, so from basketball to Park and Rec Director, so why didn't you go pro?
So 5 knee surgeries and 4 years in college. The option was to go play professionally somewhere, but later on in life I would have more problems with my knees. So decided to go ahead and take that education, went and got my master's. And while I was at Florida, I did a lot of volunteering in Parks and Rec world, Boys and Girls Club world. So really got an understanding of what municipal government was like and how I could get involved and still keep that passion and that love for sports and programming, and then take it to the next level professionally.
So then, how did you become the Park and Rec Director? So did you work in, what you said you had a history with Park and Rec, so did you grow up in the Boys and Girls Club?
I did. So I went to the Boys and Girls Club and the City Parks and Rec as a kid from the summertime. So I would go some summers, depending if I was with my mom, I would go to the Boys and Girls Club. I would stay with my grandma. We walk up to the parks. But then once I graduated college, I started working at YMCA. So I did YMCA down here in Tampa, went to YMCA in New Jersey. Really got love for programming, decided to move back to Tampa. Wanted to get into municipal government at that time, was finishing up my master's, learning about administration. And so hopped into that world, started as an entry-level supervisor in Parks and Rec. I started in 2009, entry-level supervisor, really got a taste. And I remember telling my boss at the time, I said, I think I want to be a director of Parks and Rec.
So you already had your goals.
I have my goals, man.
Okay.
I always got goals.
You already had your
got goals out there.
Okay.
There's always a next step. So I talked to her and she said, let me put you on the right path. So she literally positioned me in our department to learn everything that our department offered. She said, if you want to be a director, at least understand everything that's in your department. So brought my knowledge from the YMCA of running sports programs, lifeguarding, swim instructor, came to Parks and Rec, did programming, art studios, cemeteries, maintenance, projects and services, and then
check.
When the opportunity came up, they asked, they knocked, I answered.
So is there anything you don't do? Because you volunteer. I do know when we spoke before, because I like to interview my guests before we ever go on film. You had mentioned that you do charity work.
I do.
You do charity work, or what are some charities that you do work with, if you want to mention any?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a volunteer. I'm big on keeping our community clean. So Keep Tampa Beautiful is a nonprofit organization that works throughout the city to have people do volunteer efforts, projects. So I really got involved with them in parks maintenance, and then decided to join their board. Was on their board for about a year, and then now I'm the vice president of their board. I'm really big on giving back with that. I also work with the Glazers Children's Museum. I'm on the board there, their education committee. joining a new board of my old high school,
Oh, wow.
the board of trustees. So working with them. I'm also a big sister in the Big Brothers Big Sister program. So I have a little. I feel like my biggest thing is to change Tampa, to leave it better than how I found it. If anybody knows me, they know I'm big on Tampa. I'm big on ensuring that everyone has the same opportunity. I don't care what part of town you're from.
That's true.
I know how I was brought up, and so ensuring that a little girl, a little boy that looks like me has that same opportunity.
Yes. So being that you do all of that, how do you find time to, like, with friends and family, how do you find time to do all that? Because someone looking up to you, they might think she's work. When do you find time to play?
You have to build it in.
Yeah.
So I'm really big on working out. So I do work out every day. So because my schedule is so hectic, I ensure that every morning I get up. I just feel like it's been ingrained in me since basketball. So I get up early. I work out before I go to work. Hours vary. Sometimes I'm night events, weekend events. But there's certain things I try and do. Like on Sundays, I definitely try and brunch and catch up with friends or have that time to myself. Throughout the week, if I have even 30 minutes, I'll go shoot basketball. And honestly, basketball really relaxes my mind after a rough day at work. Give me a court, put some music on my headphones on, give me a basketball, and it truly clears my mind. And then always building in time to get time away, to get out of Tampa, to just
relax your mind. Ease your mind.
You got to do that. I call it recharging. So I get out, I recharge, I come back, I'm ready to go.
Back to work.
I'm back
So
at it.
being that you didn't go pro, because you do know there are some kids that they do sports all of their lives and then they go pro. But for the ones that don't go pro, sometimes they might get depressed or something like that. And I do like to talk about mental health on my show. Do you know anyone who's ever experienced mental health? You ever know anybody experiencing it?
Yeah, actually I did myself in college, and you talk about not being able to go pro. So growing up as a kid, there was never a professional women's NBA. There wasn't the WNBA at that time. So, I was always like, I want to be the first girl in the NBA. I'm going to do this. And the WNBA came out, and I'm like, oh, this is great. There's an opportunity to go pro. And then one knee surgery came. And then the second one, and then the third, fourth, and fifth. It can wear on you mentally. I think that reality of, man, I really won't get a chance to play professional basketball.
Made you depressed or anxiety?
It had me a little down, a little low. Thank goodness I had a great coach who got me some help, and I always tell people, don't be afraid to get help. To this day, I still get help no matter what's going on in life. But to have somebody, a professional, to talk to about that. So I started at a sports psychiatrist. Since I don't play sports anymore, I'm just at a regular psychiatrist. Just to transition over. But really, it's not the end of the world. There are other ways you can be involved with your sport.
Yes.
It may not be the way you envision it.
Yeah.
It may not be actually on a field, on a court, in the pool, but there's still ways that you can be involved with that sport that you loved. And some of us have grown up born with the ball in our hand, or a racket in our hand, or whatever it may be. And it's just about transitioning. But just know you're not in it alone. The amount of people who actually become professionals and out of the sports world.
Yes, give them the percentage, please.
The percent I have is a long time ago, but it was a little over 1%. When you think of every single college that's out there, think about all the colleges we have in the U.S., and you even have to go international and think of all the people who are trying to become professionals.
Yep.
You have 32 teams in football.
Yes.
32 teams, 53-man roster.
Yep.
32 teams. Now we have 3,000 football teams, it seems like, out there. So that percentage is very small. Just because you don't make it doesn't mean you're not the best of the best. It's just that's just not your path in life. And so when you talk about goals, it's always like your goals will change, because that was my goal.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I can't do that. I can't do that. So now I got to figure out what my next goal is. And then sports is not the end all be all. I say it all the time. It is a vehicle that gets you places. And sports,
wow, I never heard it put that way,
has gotten me a lot of places, has opened up a lot of doors. It is truly a vehicle to get you in the right place.
But it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. It's not. It may seem like it, and I'm not trying to discount how anybody feels, because everyone reacts differently. So yes, it may feel like there's nothing else I can do because I don't have this sport, but there truly is something out there for everybody.
Well, that was another reason why, not the fact that you're so inspiring, but I wanted to interview you because, number one, you're a female, i.e. me, but you're a female, and the fact that your position as a director. So it wasn't like this was something like, oh, okay, you know, I played basketball, I was a WNBA, so let's just give her the position. No, this was something like you said, you start in 2009.
I started, yeah, it's something that you have to work at. I don't know, I'm just born into the sports. So I treat work almost like a sport. So you have this playbook. How do I execute? If I want to be a champion, so for me, if I want to be director, what do I have to do? What plays do I have to go through? How do I practice? What game, you know, how do I position myself to be in that championship realm? So to be in that conversation of being a director, what do I have to do to be in that conversation?
Yeah.
Well, it was to put in that work, volunteer, get out there and meet the community, get out there and let the community know you're here for them, and build that trust in them, and then learn everything there is, that as much as you can about what you're going to do.
And I think that's so beneficial, like with some kids, because they gravitate more to someone that has been in their position, you know, oh, you grew up in the Boys and Girls Club? Okay, so we can relate, you know, things like that. But being that this is a sports show also, Sherisha, and you have your basketball, because I asked you to bring it. So,
wait, let's get this right. You don't have to ask me to bring it. Real ballers, this stays in the car. Stays in the car.
Excuse me, my bad. So, it's been how many years since you've been in college? 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years. Yeah.
So I'm going to see you guys. I brought basketball as well, you guys, and it's in the car. But I want to see what Sherisha's skills are on the court. So I'm going to have her show me some stuff, you guys, because y'all don't talk about dress. I'm a football player. You know, that's me. I'm all about football. So she said she got the skills, so we're going to see you guys. So we're going to go over to the court, you guys. I'm going to change my shoes because I'm in my heels. I'm going to put the sneaks on, and we got the ball out, okay? Boom.
Ooh.
Let's go. All right, Sherisha, I got my basketball. I switched my shoes, got the sneaks on. All right, so what I want to learn is the under the leg dribble. How do you do that?
It's called between the leg dribble.
Oh, okay.
Between the legs.
All right.
And that's just what it is. You just got to dribble low enough so the ball actually goes. It's hard to do it standing in motion, but basically the whole point of it is to change direction.
Okay.
So as an offensive player, you're trying to change the direction on the defense. So if I'm going towards you, I want to step, and then I want to put the ball, and I want to go the other direction. So you want to push the ball between your legs going the other direction. So which means you got to eventually turn your body when you do that. So it's here, step, turn, and go in the other direction where you put the ball. But you got to dribble low. Yep. It's got to be a low crossover dribble between the legs. But you can't stop like that. So that's what people do. They want to stop and find the ball. Yeah. So the whole point of it is to go, I'm changing directions, I'm going this way over here. I go, I'm changing directions, I'm going over here.
Oh, I almost had it. Okay. So what's the proper way to shoot? That's something I want to know as well.
Here's important. Do not shoot with two hands.
No?
Listen, this is not a shot. Let's just say that.
That's how
loud
I
and clear.
shoot.
Please pay attention. Okay?
Okay.
You technically only shoot with one hand. Your shot is one hand. That's why if you're right-handed or you're left-handed.
Okay.
Your opposite hand, your non-dominant hand, is just there to make sure the ball doesn't fall to the side.
Okay.
Other hand is there just to make sure that it doesn't fall off to the side. You want to bend your knees. It's an L shape. It's an L shape with your hand. You want to bend your knees and literally push up.
Oh.
So you want to follow through. You want to watch your hand.
Okay.
Almost as if it's going right in the basket.
Like
so
Monica.
It's here, going in the basket.
From Love and Basketball.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the dominant hand.
You might want to take a step up.
I could shoot. Okay. So the dominant hand.
Nope. That's still two hands. Don't even put your other hand on the ball.
Okay. That's it? Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we were going to do one-on-one. You trying to say I don't want no smoke?
Trying to say I ain't trying to take your money today on this good Sunday next to these church folks building.
No. I want to try it. Come on. I don't turn down a challenge, Sherisha.
Now the whole time she said, "What are we gonna do out here? Just shoot. It's good. It's hot." I need to have a whole running show with you.
All right, come on. All right, Sherisha. I know it's hot out here, so we'll just do one little thing. Check. I know what that is. Check.
You gotta dribble. You gotta dribble.
I wanted you to dribble, and I was going to take it.
Oh, you want me? Like, actually,
Yeah.
that's how that should work. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me check the ball, because check's only on offense.
Okay. So my knee should be low.
Yep.
Oh, what was that move called?
It's called around Joe back.
Oh, was it? Okay. Okay, guys.
That was a fake move, but it worked for her. It worked.
All right, she got skills. Okay. Well, I already knew she had it, you guys. I already knew that. Sherisha, it's hot.
It is.
So thank you.
Absolutely appreciate it.
So what we're gonna do now, Tom B's, it's time to eat. So what are we cooking up in the kitchen, Sherisha?
All right, so today we're cooking some salmon and spinach. I marinated the salmon with a little bit of bourbon, brown sugar. We'll do some mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms and spinach. Boom. That's
All right,
it.
guys, I'm ready to eat. So we're about to head off the court, you guys. We're about to go eat. So you guys head us in the kitchen, or meet us in the kitchen. And Sherisha, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, guys. So now we're done off the court. Sherisha's going to show us her skills in the kitchen. She shows her skills on the court. So let's see what she got in the kitchen. So Sherisha, what are we doing today?
All right, so today we are gonna make some spinach with some shiitake mushrooms, onions and garlic.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake mushrooms, just a style of mushroom that's out there. So you have like the button mushroom, shiitake. There's different styles of mushrooms.
Okay.
To me, I like this one. It has a little bit, not as sweet as some mushrooms, but it's a good taste, good flavor to it. So we're gonna make that, and then I already have some salmon that I marinated before we went to the court.
Okay.
So got a little bit of bourbon glaze, brown sugar.
Okay. I'm ready. Okay,
You
well,
ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
So we're gonna wash our hands, Tom B's. We're gonna be clean and wash our hands. Alrighty, Tom B's. Okay, so now that we washed our hands, so Sherisha, where are we gonna start with first?
All right, so I'm gonna have you go ahead and chop up this garlic. I've already peeled it for you. You can make it not too fine, but chop that up. And then after that, I'm gonna have you hit this onion, probably like a third of the onion.
Just like this.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm cooking Tom B's.
You can make it a little bit smaller.
Oh. I saw this on the show I've been watching, so look. Right? Is that right?
Kind of sort of here. Let's hit it like this.
Oh,
Let's do this.
well,
Let's do this.
okay.
So just with the garlic, just so you don't have big chunks in there. So you kind of just want to put them together and just kind of slowly go through there. So you want to try and chop it up as fine as possible. So if you group them together,
Oh, okay, let me try.
just so you don't have big old chunks in there. We want it for the flavor. Cut all the way through for me. There you go.
So if someone's a beginner, Sherisha, if they're a beginner cooking, and they're cooking garlic and whatever, they just have to cut it up in small pieces. Do you recommend this big knife?
Actually, you would probably use this one, the real cutting knife.
Oh, so why we
Do
didn't use that one?
Just to be on the safer
Set me
side.
up for failure, Sherisha.
Safer- I mean, you could try it if you want to. Okay, so just don't chop down with it. So when you have it and you put it together, you want to go here, and it's like a rolling motion whenever you're chopping. So you're not cha 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 cha. I know you want to be like, hibachi
Yes,
style.
yes.
That's not how it is. It's
Chef
not-
Ramsay.
It's not that hibachi. We ain't there yet. We ain't
Okay,
there yet.
okay,
We
okay.
just starting. So you just want to roll it, and watch your hand when you do it. So.
That's right? Sherisha, you're not talking.
Sure. It's perfect.
People are jealous because I can cook.
That's perfect.
Okay.
All right. You want to hit this onion?
Okay, Tom B. So I practiced cutting an onion this week. So I'm going to show you what I learned. Let me show you how I started. Okay, it was easier to pull it off before. Okay, so we'll just do it Sherisha's way, you guys, because I want to show you my secrets. Okay, so watch your hands, Sherisha. Is this?
roll.
So you guys, Sherisha, I think she had this in the refrigerator. You put onions in the refrigerator?
No, they're all sitting over there. All.
Well, maybe it was in the refrigerator before she bought it. And so you guys, as you all know, this is a learning show. We learn together, we cook together, because we learn different things. What we do, because I'm not that great of a cook, as everyone knows. So she got skills on the court, but I want to see how she is in the kitchen, you guys, because all she did was cut onions and garlic. So
go ahead. It's cut for you. I got you.
Oh, so we're done with the onions? No.
Gotta finish peeling it.
Peeling it?
You gotta take the outside off. We don't want to.
Oh, it's like an apple.
Yeah.
I didn't do that this week.
You left the outside on? Hey, it's all good.
Okay.
Everybody's different.
Okay, now cut it.
Yes,
like
ma'am.
This.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm learning.
Yes, ma'am. You chop it up nice. Now the onions don't really care about. They don't have to be as small as the garlic.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
So I can do like this. Tombies, I'm learning. Okay, like this is awesome. So you guys will be taking my little recipes, or taking her recipes. You guys, I'm doing the darn thing. Okay, right, Sherisha?
Yes, ma'am. There you go. Next one.
Oh, more onions. So Sherisha, so are we putting these onions in the salmon?
No, ma'am. We're gonna put these in the spinach.
That?
Spinach?
I thought spinach came in a bag.
You can. This one's organic, so it's just comes in plastic.
Okay.
But yeah, you can get them in the bag. Plastic like this.
Okay.
So I think the trick is to like hold the onion so you don't. So let me just show you this. You like put it closer together, and then you kind of chop it up like that. We washed our hands, so we're good. You got clean hands. You got to put it there.
My eyes are burning.
Want some sunglasses?
Oh, my eyes are burning. Okay.
You want me to do it?
No. I have to show people that I know what I'm doing, because people think that I'm just completely a lost cause. I'm not a lost cause. So if you're,
I mean, we're trying to find you though.
No, a scale from 1 to 10. How am I doing?
Negative.
Oh, come on. It's about average.
No.
Seriously, you know what the thing is that you can't be afraid when you're in the kitchen.
Okay.
You can't be afraid to be like, and like chop at it. So here, I'm gonna move these over here while I cut this. So
yeah, my eyes are burning.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is just don't be afraid. Like just get in here. Well, I mean, be careful, of course, washing your hands. But you just want to get in here, get close to that, and really just roll it and chop it.
So what are we about to do now?
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna toss these onions. We're gonna cook the onions and the garlic down first, because the spinach really doesn't take long.
Okay.
So
let's go.
Actually, you know what? Let me have you cut up some of this spinach.
All right, cut. Stop. Okay, Sherisha, so now we're gonna cut the spinach, guys. We've already done the onions, we've already done the garlic, now we're gonna do the spinach. And this is the spinach. We can eat this raw, right?
Yeah, you can absolutely eat this raw. I know some people don't cut it. For me, it's just like sometimes the stems are long. So really, I just like to just cut a little bit of the stem off.
You sure it's not a leaf?
Is
this a leaf?
Spinach?
It's like a leaf. You think spinach is a leaf? Yeah. Not off the tree.
Not off the tree, but it's very similar to like lettuce. This is a leaf, like when you peel it.
Can we eat the stem?
Sure, if you want to. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take a few of them.
Okay.
Just gonna cut a little bit of the stem off, let it go to the next one.
All right, let me try. So how many are we cutting? How many do you want to cut?
So spinach is one of those things, like literally, if we cook this whole thing, do you know that we would only get this much?
No.
It doesn't, spinach, it doesn't make a lot. This right here is nothing. Like if we were to put this little bit of spinach and cook it, we would barely get anything out of it.
It'll get like this.
Yeah, it draws up.
Oh.
So once that heat hits it, it completely draws up the spinach.
Okay, well let me try.
So we'll probably have to cut, if we want a decent amount, maybe
a bunch of these?
Yeah, but just the stems though, remember? Some of them don't even have stems. Some of the stems are broken off already. Some of them are longer. Like this, stem's gone, stem gone.
So Thomas, these look like clovers, Tombies, don't they? My videographer is shaking her head, so we're just gonna keep cutting, guys. Okay.
Some of these don't have stems, so they're good.
Okay, all right. So, and where are we doing this? Is this going on the salmon?
So this is gonna go underneath the salmon. So we're gonna put
underneath the salmon?
We're gonna put this underneath the salmon. We're gonna lay the salmon right on top of the spinach.
I'm cooking, guys.
No starches today. It's Sunday, so we're not doing any
Oh.
Any starches today? I don't need a lot of starch anyway, so.
Oh.
But
well, I do, guys. I like French fries.
Oh no, that's the devil. That's the devil talking.
I like French fries.
That's the devil talking.
I like French fries, you guys. Okay, so we cut the stems, guys, and we gotta cut more, right? How much more?
A lot more.
So this goes in the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's fine because we'll cook all that together.
Can we eat mushrooms raw?
Yes, you can.
Okay, you guys, I've never tried a raw mushroom. This is raw? Mm-hmm. Doesn't have any flavor, Sherisha.
No,
we're putting this in the salmon?
That's why we have the garlic and the onions. Garlic and the onions draw the flavor. Add a little bit of flavor to that. We're gonna add a little bit of white wine to it. Mix it all up.
All right, you guys. So we're done with this. We're done with the spinach. And where are we doing with this, Sherisha? This is going in the bowl, right?
Nope, we're gonna leave it right there. It's too much. We don't have enough room in the bowl.
Okay. So now we have all this, you guys. So what's the next step, Sherisha? Hey, Sherisha, don't make that face.
Just laughing. Listen. Can we say this? Listening is very important in the kitchen. Very important.
I am listening. I just try to find better ways to do things. I always have to find different things to do different things, you guys.
It wasn't that. It was just the same question you asked. You're like, where are we putting this? Oh, we're gonna leave this right here.
Because
we're gonna put this in the bowl. Or we're gonna leave this.
You guys don't listen to Sherisha.
Listen,
you guys.
Very important to listen in the kitchen. Somebody can lose a finger around here, or an eyeball, or start crying.
Okay. She's right, you guys. So listening is very important.
I'm kidding.
Okay, well, listening is very important, you guys. So I am nervous because I don't really pick spinach and stuff. You know, my stuff is usually frozen, slip it in the microwave. So what's the next step?
So we're gonna start to
preheat the oven.
We're gonna do a little bit the salmon first because this really doesn't take too long.
Okay.
So we're gonna toss the salmon. So here's our salmon.
Ooh.
You want to cook on the stovetop? You want to bake? Your choice.
What do you
feel like?
What's the most healthy way?
Actually, they're both about the same.
How do you usually cook it?
I usually bake it.
Okay, Sherisha's kitchen, Sherisha's way. All right, we'll bake it.
Want to bake it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we have to spray the pan, don't we?
We're gonna turn the oven on real quick.
Okay.
Let's get rid of that over there. So we're gonna put it on like 425.
You know, not everyone knows. Typically 350.
For what?
Everything. I bake everything on 350.
And how long does it take you?
I'm just saying, everything usually goes on 350.
Says who?
Me.
Says her, the one that does not cook. Just remember that. Disclaimer, the one that does not cook.
You guys.
You cook pizza on 400 if you're baking pizza. 400 to 425.
Once again, this is a learning show, mostly for me. So, yeah.
So then you're going to tell me to cook it on 350?
Well, I was just saying.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Stay right there.
I was just saying, you guys, I cook everything on 350. Because who says you can't cook salmon on 350?
You can't. I mean, you can. You can.
See?
Depends how you want it. So
okay.
At 350, again, temperature's all different. Mm-hmm. Do you want crispier on the outside, warm center? It all depends. That's all the temperature matters. But you're right, you can cook anything. Hell, you can cook it on 200. Be cooking all day, but you can cook it on 200. So.
All right, so where we put in here? Olive oil.
We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil on top so to get a little crisp at the top. So, put a little bit of that.
And I remember you said we're putting the spinach or the something under the salmon.
When it's all done. We're gonna cook the spinach on the stovetop.
For decoration?
No, to eat.
Oh.
Spinach is good.
Oh, I don't know. You said you were gonna put it under there.
Yeah, we're just gonna put it over there so when you bite into it, it's just, you get a piece of that and of spinach
extra
at the
flavor.
same time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna do that.
So what do you want me to do?
I'm gonna have you put this little secret butter on here.
Secret butter? What's the secret?
It's a little garlic and herb butter.
Oh, you put garlic?
Tell you.
So
this butter.
That's why you cut the garlic, because you've been putting it in the butter.
Yeah, well, Kerrygold really did it, but that's a good idea though.
Who?
The people who made the butter.
Oh.
They put the garlics and herb in there.
I didn't know garlic came in butter.
Listen, secret right here.
Wait, is this new?
Is this? Oh, I don't know. I've been using it for a while, but I'm not really sure.
Tomboy.
But garlic and herb butter, and they actually make a couple different flavors, but it's great when you're baking. So anything you're putting in there, if you just want to bake it and stick that butter on top, even cooking on top, and it just cooks in there and gives it flavor. Secret.
So how?
Golden.
Tombies, I want to know, comment below when this does air. Have you ever heard of garlic butter? I've never heard of it. And I've been eating cholesterol for years. Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so what do you want me to do with the butter?
All right. So you're just going to cut it in half, put half on one and half on the other. Just sit it right on top.
I can cut butter.
Yep.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. It'll cook down. Once it cooks, it'll melt down.
Okay.
Give it good flavor.
And how long are we going to keep it in the oven?
So at 425, we're going to keep it there about 20 to 22 minutes.
Okay.
So
22 minutes.
Yep.
So we made it on the stove. What would it have been if we cooked it on the stove?
We cook it on the stove if we want to, but it's probably about 15 minutes or so.
Let's try the stove. Oh, we already preheat the oven. Oh.
We weren't even halfway there. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm just a fast cooker. 'Cause I like to eat fast. I do. Okay. We didn't preheat the pot though, Sherisha. No?
We're good.
Okay.
So we already kind of put the olive oil in here because usually I would put the olive oil in there first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the salmon up, kind of pour that olive oil in there, and then let it go. Now once on the stovetop, we're gonna put a lid on it so that heat can cook. So the best thing about baking is that you get from the top and the bottom. Where on the stovetop, you're only getting cooking the heat from the bottom.
Okay.
So which requires you to flip the salmon here versus, so that's your difference of being in the oven. In the oven, you can sit, let it go. The heat comes from both directions. Don't have to flip it.
Huh.
Stovetop, you're only getting the heat from the bottom, so
you have to flip it. Yep. Okay. So we're just gonna let this melt for a few minutes.
Yep. Gonna let that melt.
Okay.
We got that. We're gonna start.
Where are we gonna start? The spinach.
We're gonna let this melt.
Okay.
Spinach doesn't take long, so we're gonna let this melt. Once that melts and we put that on there, then we'll start with the spinach.
A few more minutes.
Not even. Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna let this melt, you guys, and we'll be right back, Tombies. Okay, so now, Tombies, we're about to put this in. What is this? A skillet? Pan. What's the difference?
I don't know.
What is that? A pot?
It's like a pot and a pan put together.
Huh. Fancy.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it on both sides real quick. We're gonna let the heat get it.
Okay, so you want me to flip it?
Nope. We're gonna let it be right here for a second.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get a sear on each side.
Get a what?
Sear. So it's like basically get a quick cook on it.
Chef
a little
talk.
color.
Chef talk.
And then
See what you want me to do?
You gotta give it a second though. You can't.
Oh.
It just
Well, I thought we would be flipping it so we can get
Well, you gotta let it cook because you can't just put it in there and flip it real quick.
Oh.
You got. Yeah, it takes time. Cooking takes.
I know, but I'm just.
It was in there for 5 seconds. Calm down, lady. Calm down. It was in there for 5 seconds.
I'm just saying, we're flipping. I thought we flip as we stand here.
No.
Oh.
So that's the one thing about like meats and stuff. You don't want to keep flipping.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna let you flip this once.
So just wait.
No, you can go ahead and flip it.
I can flip it?
Yep.
These are tongues. I know these.
Okay, but try and grab the whole thing so you don't pull off the. Yep. You don't want to squeeze it. What's the matter at my door?
I think. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
There's that. All right, so here's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Put a little
So
more
this
butter
is
in
the
there.
garlic butter. This is Sherisha's secret. So what do you want me to do? Stand here.
No, just gonna open it up.
Do what I do best. Do what I do best.
All right, so
Okay.
stick that in between, somewhere at the bottom. So now we're gonna put it because we need to clear that
Stick
bottom.
it in
Just
here.
drop it. Yeah. All right. There we go.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna let it be.
Okay.
That's it.
We're gonna let it simmer.
We're gonna let it simmer.
All right, Tommy, we're gonna let this simmer for how many minutes?
Probably about 10 minutes.
We're gonna let this simmer for 10 minutes.
I'll let that
Chef talk. And where are we starting on the spinach and the when this is almost finished?
Yep.
All right, Tommy, so we're gonna let this simmer a little bit and then we'll be right back. I know your taste buds are waiting, so are mine, you guys. Any pointers while we wait, Sherisha?
Nope. We're ready. We're gonna turn this on. We're gonna start cooking the spinach now.
All right, guys, we're gonna start cooking spinach. Spinach, spinach. Say that 10 times. Or not.
You want me? Oh,
spinach, spinach.
you talking to them?
I was talking to you too.
Oh, spinach, 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 spinach.
You know, I didn't want you to really do it. Okay, all right, Sherisha, so you want me to grab this?
Nope.
I'll down.
Grab
okay.
this.
More?
Nope. We'll grab some of the garlic out though.
So now while we have the salmon simmering, we're about to cook the spinach. So right now we got the garlic and the onions in here. Like this is a chef's drawer, you guys. This is a chef's drawer. You know what mine's in my kitchen? It's like a calendar, pens and stuff, you guys, and cans, and cereal. All right, Sherisha.
All right.
So
have you flip the salmon again?
I'm going to flip.
All right, so the biggest thing is you gotta be gentle with it. See how it's breaking apart?
Yeah.
So you just can't grab it real tight. Mm-hmm. You just gotta softly grab it and flip the whole thing. Like that. Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. There's something new every day. All right, so you want me to do that. So what are we gonna do with this?
We gotta let this cook down.
Okay.
It's gonna take a second. So we'll let this, once that cooks down and the heat gets it, you'll see it start to change colors a little bit as far as the onions and the garlic, and then you'll really smell it. Mm-hmm. Once that gets there, then we'll toss the spinach in there. Mm-hmm. Take the spinach, kind of put a lid on it, let that heat hit it.
Okay.
And then it just basically, spinach, it draws up and it'll soak in whatever flavor that you put at the bottom.
And who taught you how to cook?
My mom, a little bit. I've taken some cooking classes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So is there anything that you can't cook that she can? Well, you said she cook everything. So what?
She cooks everything.
So what can you?
I don't put my toe into the soul food game world. I don't know how to cook collard greens, mac and cheese, none of that stuff. That's all got up to her.
Okay, macaroni and cheese. I know you put it on the stove.
No, you do not.
No, the noodles, Sherisha.
Oh, I was about to say, because listen, you was about to be fired immediately, boy.
Wow. You put it on the stove. I see you make it different ways. You can put it on the stove, and then you can put the milk in there, and the shredded cheese. You're shaking your head, Sherisha, but you don't even make macaroni and cheese.
I know, but I've seen my mom make it.
Oh, but everyone makes it different.
Yeah, okay, you do. The only thing she puts on the stove is she boils the noodles. After that, everything goes in a pot. Another thing, she shreds her cheese. So she gets block cheese, shreds her cheese, puts her milk, the only thing that goes on the stove are those noodles. The noodles drain, they go in a big bowl, and the cheese, the evaporated milk, everything else goes there, and then it goes in the oven. Nothing else goes on the stove.
Mom
now,
has all the secrets.
I will say this past weekend, someone tried to tell me how to make macaroni and cheese.
And how did it go?
They were explaining it to me. I stopped listening because all of a sudden they want to put onions and bell peppers and you know who you are, doctor.
Onions
you know who you are,
and
doctor.
bell peppers.
She's now, in her defense, I will say she is from the Bahamas.
Okay.
So in the Bahamas, they do things a little different. But you do not cook it on the stove.
Well, I was saying, if I was allowed to finish, that I have seen a chef cook macaroni on the stove. He cooked it in like 20 minutes. He did everything in the pot. I'm not gonna try it, you guys, because I'm like, I make a mean bowl of cereal. Just saying. All right, Sherisha, so were you gonna check the salmon?
Mm-mm.
No? Mm-mm. And how long are you letting that simmer?
Nope. Salmon's pretty much good.
Okay, so when are we gonna put the spinach in there? Spinach.
When this cooks down some. So when this cooks down, it changes colors, onions get a little different, garlic goes up, then we'll put the spinach in.
My videographer's laughing, so you guys, while this simmers,
Y'all know why y'all. I know why y'all laughing.
I don't know why you
I
guys.
know. It's because listening is important. So I know why y'all are laughing because we just had this conversation about what. I know. Don't worry. Boom.
Okay.
I'm gonna start saying that. Boom.
I love tongues, you guys.
Yeah, I know. You're a little dangerous with those. A little dangerous.
All right, so we do have our mushrooms and our spinach. We have the mushrooms on the bottom. So Sherisha, what are we gonna do with this? Pour this in here?
Put it all in
the
there.
whole thing?
Whole thing.
Okay.
All right. So then we're just gonna turn it around. We're gonna turn this over in here. So we're just gonna do this one good time and put the lid on it.
Okay.
And honestly, just let it cook down.
Let that simmer as well.
That's right. That's a wrap.
Okay.
I think I got a lid in here somewhere.
And this is simmering.
Yeah, so the biggest thing with the spinach is just the heat. The heat is just, you're gonna watch it, just gonna draw up some. Once it draws up, we're gonna do a couple little turns with it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
And what's the best stove? This flat top one?
Honestly, I prefer a gas stove, but kind of limited here where I live. But yeah, no, the gas stove. So the gas stove it gives you an even cook. Not that this doesn't
this is good
flat
too?
top.
Okay.
But it's it's an electric range.
So what's the ones that have like the eye on it? That's electric?
No, there's some that are electric with that, and then some that have they're gas.
Okay.
So, gas just give you a more even cook. It's like cooking over an open flame. It's like being outside.
Like the pizza.
Yep,
that one
it's just got that open flame, and it cooks over that.
Okay. So how many more minutes on both of these?
The salmon is pretty much done. I'm just letting it
simmer
cool down. Yep.
Oh, you guys, I'm so excited.
Spinach is going in here.
That looks awesome.
So, see, remember I told you, look, all that spinach we put in there, and look how it just cooked down.
Yeah, that's
what I was saying. Yeah. So it's almost like when you get a bag, or you have to put almost half or a lot in there, even to get a decent amount to eat. You know.
Wolfie had got the bag of spinach.
It doesn't matter on the bag. It's just the amount you put in there. The spinach is the same, whether it's in the bag or it's in that. It's the same.
But maybe this is how you make collard greens. Remember you said you don't know how to make collard greens? Don't you like peel the collard greens and put them in the pot?
You chop up collard greens. I do know how to cook them. I just don't cook them.
Chop.
So you chop. Yeah, so you chop up your collard greens, but also with your collard greens, a lot of people add a lot of flavor, so they'll put some sort of meat in there. Turkey neck, turkey bone, if you like the turkey, neck bone, whatever it may be.
Yes.
They'll put that in there, and then collard greens, you just let simmer. Some people put vinegar. Not too much, people. Don't go heavy-handed on the vinegar.
I like collard greens, but I only get it when we have our family events. Okay.
We're gonna have to put some more spinach in here because this is definitely not enough.
Okay, so do you want me to take the stems off?
No, we're gonna do it your way since you just want to go ahead. Oh shit, you're so rough with everything. Just bring it over here. Bring the whole thing over here. And just put a little bit of it.
Well, I have to break the stem off, right?
Just put it in there.
Oh.
All right.
More?
Nope, that's good.
Alrighty. So, and this is where we're gonna put under the salmon, because I was listening, guys. We're gonna put this under the salmon. So when we cut the salmon and put it in our mouth, we're gonna have the spinach and the mushroom in there too, right?
Yep.
All right, Tom B, so the food is done. We're about to get to the plating, which is the eating part, my favorite part of the show.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, so we got our spinach. We didn't make a whole bunch, but that's all right. We got spinach, mushrooms, onions, garlic. Hopefully you like all that.
Well, I've never really had mushrooms with my spinach. So. You guys get a close up on this. Look at that heat. Yum, yum. It's about to be awesome. All right, you guys. So me and Sherisha are about to throw down on this food. And Sherisha, I want to, well, we're going to taste the food first. I'm about to taste this first.
You want to taste that?
Yes, I
All
am.
right. Go ahead. Tell me what
Do
you
you
think.
want your broke, you get your broke piece?
Nah, you just eat off of whatever. We're just eating off this plate.
Broke piece is mine. All right, guys. So let's
whatever.
see. So you get your piece. So cut
No,
yours.
you go. I
You want to taste it at the same time. So you,
I want to see how you taste it. How it tastes to you.
Okay. It's good.
Is it?
It is good.
Ooh, hot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was about to bite into it so that steam came out.
You guys, it's good. What you think?
I mean, I'm partial. I think it does taste good.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
What about the spinach though? Let's try the spinach though.
Okay.
Try the spinach.
Should we try it with the mushroom?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try it with the mushroom, you guys. You guys, this is good. Another piece.
She said raw.
All right, you guys. So me and Sherisha are gonna finish eating. Sherisha,
No doubt.
I want to thank you for coming on my show.
Oh.
So is there anything you want to leave the viewers with, Sherisha?
Not really, just thank you. One, thank you so much. I feel humbled and honored to even be asked to be on this show and to share my limited cooking skills. Limited cooking skills.
If you're limited,
But no.
one am I. If she's limited, then one am I. If you
No.
one am I.
I had a really good time, so I just thank you for watching and appreciate the invite.
You're welcome. So she has proof. She has skills on the court and in the kitchen, you guys. So I will give her that, you guys. But Sherisha, thank you for coming on my show. I do
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Thank you for taking
Absolutely.
time out your schedule. I appreciate it. But we're about to eat, you guys. So take
Throw
care,
down.
Tombies. This has been season 2, episode 3. Tombies, you guys take care.
Favorite number.
Oh, 3. Take care, guys. Bye.